welcome to Quarantine Talks with Miss U of A. My name is Isabella Powell, and I'm your current Miss University of Alabama. This week, I've been conducting several virtual interviews with some of our fellow professors, some members from our student body, as well as some members from the Tuscaloosa community. We've been going more in depth into what we all have been struggling with during this period of quarantine. Today, I have a very special guest on here today. Her name is Tiara Pennington, but she's also known as our current Miss Alabama 2019. So please help me welcome her to the screen. Hey, Tiara.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited about this conversation and just to get to talk with everyone who will be watching later on.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too. Kind of gives us some time to catch up. I haven't seen you in a while. But I'm so excited to talk with you about your upcoming year after you're able to give up your title as Miss Alabama. Kind of sad, kind of bittersweet, but I know that you are probably very excited to return to campus. So tell us a little bit about that and your position as a student at the University of Alabama.
So as Isabella has mentioned, I'm a student at the University of Alabama. I would have been a junior this whole year, getting ready to move into my senior year, but as Miss Alabama, it's a full-time job. So I had to take the year off, so I'll be going back in the fall as a junior, starting up, getting really hardcore into my major, which is political science, and kind of finishing up my minor, which is history. I've already picked out my classes, so I'm super excited, but a little worried at the same time because I've waited for such a long time, and I love your back screen because it shows the beautiful campus, and I miss walking on the campus, being on campus as a student, and with everything kind of going on, I'm not sure if that's something that will actually be a reality in the fall, but I'll just be excited anyway to kind of get back into the swing of getting my undergraduate degree. As I mentioned, I'm a political science major, a history minor, for those of you who did not catch that. And I am planning on, after finishing up my 2 years of my undergrad, to move into law school. So Alabama has a wonderful law school program, and I'm hoping that I will get accepted there. That was kind of the whole process. The reason why I decided to go to the University of Alabama was because of the amazing law program that they have there, and to apply to a couple other places. But I'm just super excited to be back on campus and to be with my sorority sisters. I'm a Phi Mu on campus, and just missing the feel of being an actual just normal college student.
Right. Well, I'm so excited to see your journey through, but you're right, we do have a gorgeous campus, and I am missing that myself right now, but I'm excited for you to hopefully return in the fall semester. We're hoping that that does happen.
Yes.
So I'm just going to kind of ask you a few questions, and you can just kind of answer them as the answers come to your mind. But to start us off, I want you to tell us, what was your first thought when we initially found out that we would have to go into this period of quarantine?
Well, funny story first. The first time I ever really heard about the coronavirus was when Miss Anita Walker and I, who is the executive director of the Miss Alabama organization, we went on a cruise. I had an appearance on a cruise, which was actually the Crimson Tide cruise.
Oh.
And I'm on there, and I heard about the Princess cruise, the Princess Diamond, I think. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but there was a cruise out there somewhere in China, and they were talking about the coronavirus, how they were keeping people on that ship to try to quarantine them. And here we are on a cruise, not even thinking about it. We're like, roll tide, yay. Like, I love being Miss Alabama. This is great. Just got back from all the craziness of preparing for Miss America. And the next week after that was the Miss Alabama orientation that you got to be a part of, as well as the Miss Alabama's Outstanding Teen competition that I got to MC. And I mean, we just barely missed the mark before everything kind of shut down. So really, as soon as I found out that we were going to be at these stay-at-home orders, we would have to quarantine ourselves, I was so worried, because the main job of being Miss Alabama is a PR, public relations job, where we really are supposed to go out in the community to connect with others. I love talking and going to schools, as well as just meeting different leaders in our society who run our government. And that kind of put a halt to all of that. So just kind of thinking that, wow, like my year is over basically, and how will I be able to connect with others and still get my message out there about this organization and my own social impact, which is volunteering with the National Psoriasis Foundation. And really, I just had to look at different examples and kind of took every day one step at a time, and really took a lot of lessons from Miss America. She had been doing a lot of creative things with different interviews, and I even had a chance to have an interview with her. So after going through that whole experience and kind of getting some ideas, I said, okay, maybe I can do this and it will be okay being Miss Alabama from a safe distance and having to stay at home.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like you said, I think we all have kind of had to adjust and kind of had to make some changes as we could. And you've definitely had to do those things. But you kind of touched on how this is actually affected your reign as Miss Alabama. So kind of speak a little bit more about that and what has changed and what have you, I guess, learned about this whole process and trying to adapt to this social distancing in this quarantine period.
Well, as I mentioned, it has changed a lot about being Miss Alabama because, again, it is a PR job, public relations, where we really are the spokesperson and spokeswomen of this organization. And so that kind of put a hold of having that physical communication with people and going out in the community. But hey, love technology, love Zoom calls, love Zoom meetings. Had no idea really what a Zoom meeting was. Like, I'm so used to FaceTime. But with this time of being in quarantine, I've learned a lot of how to be creative, and I've had a lot of virtual appearances where I've been able to sing the national anthem, to record it, to send it, and it's been able to be on national television, which I think is really cool because we have a wonderful sports racing thing that happens here in Birmingham, which is super cool. And they did an iRacing kind of virtual thing of that with Barber Motorsports. So I think everyone's just using technology in the best way possible that they can. I've also had interviews with all of the Miss Alabama candidates, a lot of them, and I'm hoping to have one with you very, very soon.
Yeah.
But in between that, I've been trying to get prepared for the Miss Alabama competition week. And one big thing of being Miss Alabama, we perform. So we get to perform, and it really gets to be like our final hoorah, our show. So I've been working on the music for that and really just trying to be focused and be creative as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what has been your favorite memory or moment as you've taken over this role of Miss Alabama?
I would have to say, really being able to highlight my social impact. A lot of changes have happened this year as I've been Miss Alabama with the Miss America 2.0 system. So with that, they really made a big deal of social impacts, what we do each and every day with our own community service and our social impact initiatives.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to be the first ever Miss Alabama to do a social impact pitch, which was super crazy, almost like a TED Talk. But I loved it after I was able to give this presentation because I really do feel like a lot of people really know what psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis truly is, and that it is more than skin deep, that people suffer with this forever because unfortunately there is no cure for this disease. And just trying to raise awareness with different legislators about passing different medications that have less harsh side effects to them, as well as just getting the message across that it's not contagious, it's not something that you can catch, and that it affects, again, more than just your skin. It can affect your joints. It can also affect your heart with heart disease, and it also is the number 2 rate when it comes to cardiovascular disease, when it comes to depression. So that's super tough, that depression is a huge component of this as well.
Right. Well, I will say that before I really got to know you through the Miss Alabama competition, I was unfamiliar of what psoriasis actually was. And so to get to know you and your mom's story, I think that that's just incredible. But I will agree that I think one of the greatest facets of this organization, of this competition, is the fact that we get to promote our social impact. So that's exciting that you still get to do that even in this time of quarantine. Well, kind of switching gears here. Like you said, you'll be back in the fall on campus. So I know that you're super excited about that, and I'm super excited for you. But what is, I guess, going to be your first thing that you do once you return to Alabama, or what are you most excited about?
One of the things that I had planned to do for a very, very long time that I'm hoping to do when I get back on campus is to further promote my social impact and possibly come up with my own support group. So that's kind of the first step. Still trying to take all this experience with me into being a college student. I've had so many opportunities to interview and meet incredible people who have inspired my life. And so I want to continue that on campus. I'm super excited to be reunited with my sorority sisters. Again, I'm a Phi Mu, and I'm excited to have my own space. So I will be living it by myself again next year in my own apartment down in Tuscaloosa, and really just trying to submerge myself and really enjoy the whole lifestyle, what it means to be a college student. And I'm really going to enjoy it this time around because competing in this organization for such a long time, really my only focus has been either Miss Alabama stuff or school, and really combining the two. And that can be really difficult at times. And I know that you can attest to that. So I'm really looking forward to just solely focusing on practicing and working with law, trying to get an internship, and eventually become an attorney. So that's going to be my main focus, just really killing it when it comes to my studies and working with my professors to get the best education that I possibly can.
Well, that's so exciting. Again, I'm so excited for you to return to campus, and I know that you're going to do so well as a lawyer one day. Hopefully, I won't need a lawyer for anything, but
Exactly.
I'll make sure and call on you if I do need one.
Call me. I'll be like Alexander Shannara. I'll come up with a number and a catchy catchphrase, and everything. It'll be great.
Billboards of Alabama will be your face, Tiara Pennington.
I love it. I can see it now.
Yes, me too. Me too. To all of our viewers, I hope that you have learned a little bit about Tia and her reign as Miss Alabama. I have one more question for you, just to kind of close us out. Do you have any advice to offer our student body as they close out their semester?
I want to say congratulations, and that I'm so proud to be a student at the University of Alabama because of students that really embody what it means to live on the capstone, to be a student, to eventually be a legend. I love the catchphrase, we are legends, legends are made here. And I think that is a true testament to the whole atmosphere on campus. And I know that is also a bittersweet moment because you're excited to be done, you're finished, all your hard work has paid off. But a lot of times we're not able to have these celebrations in person, like graduation and really the last final hoorah. A lot of students have moved off campus or not living in Tuscaloosa at all right now, or back at home. And that can be a little disheartening, but to really just look at this as another challenge that we will overcome. We are the United States of America. We are students at the University of Alabama. And at the end of the day, we will just keep trucking on. We will go on to whether that's careers or into graduate school or into our next year of our undergraduate degree, even stronger than this year. And I'm so grateful to be a part of such a wonderful campus life.
Yes, absolutely. And I could definitely say the same, but we are so excited for you to return to campus in the fall. So I do hope that all of you have learned a little bit about Tia and about the Miss America competition. And I can't wait to see what's after the crown for you. But to any student that is out there who feels as if they are alone or they, for some reason, need help with something, please do not hesitate to reach out to myself, Tiara Pennington, or somebody else at the university. We are all in this together, and like Tia said, we are legends, and as legends, we have to stick together. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for viewing us today, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you, Tia.
Thank you so much.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.